carefully limited in time?
I think we would. I don't mean in any way to sound critical of the journalists who play their role, but the problem is these candidates come armed with sound bites. There's not a lot of spontaneity, and it feels very theatrical. It's like kabuki theater. And I think the idea of either the town hall format and or some version of a modern Lincoln Douglas debate would be an improvement.
On the other hand, we've had a series of debates, usually organized either by the Debate Commission or some years by the League of Women Voters, without some agency of that sort that can organize the debate. Do you think two presidential campaigns nowadays in the U.S. can actually get it together to negotiate a format?
I guess I would put it in the form of a challenge. Both of these candidates are promising to be agents of change. Make good on your promise, and one way of doing so is coming up with some kind of debate format that we can all agree represents an improvement.
Well, presidential historian Richard Norton Smith, I gather you're working on a Nelson Rockefeller flag.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, my pleasure.
And you can find a map of NPR's outlook for the Obama-McCain race at npr.org/map. A big shakeup today in the Air Force. Both the top military officer and the top civilian official lost their jobs after a series of embarrassing episodes. Defense Secretary Robert Gates announced those resignations in a statement this afternoon. And joining me now from the Pentagon is NPR's Tom Bowman. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Robert.
Let's start with the two men who are now out of a job. Who are they?
Well, General Mike Mosley, widely known as Buzz Mosley, is a former fighter pilot. He's been in the Air Force about 36 years. And before becoming the Air Force's top officer, he was commander of the U.S. Central Command Air Forces, meaning he ran the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. He's been Chief of Staff in the Air Force for the past 3 years. Michael Wynn, the Secretary, was an Air Force officer in the 60s. Then he went into the defense industry for a number of years. He was president of General Dynamics Space Division, then went to Lockheed Martin.
And what did Secretary Gates say about why General Mosley and Secretary Gates was rejected?
Well, the Secretary hasn't gone out yet. What we know he will say is that a recently completed report by a Navy admiral sharply criticized how the Air Force maintains its nuclear weapons. One source I talked with called it pretty damning. And it apparently convinced Gates that these senior officials would have to go. We're also told that other generals sharply criticized the report, but no sense yet on what's going to happen to them. Now, the report's classified, but what we do know is it complained that no one senior person in the Air Force is in charge of the nuclear arsenal. They pushed it down to a lower level. And also, since the end of the Cold War, the report says, the Air Force really has lost focus on maintaining its nuclear weapons.
So the issue of the security of the U.S. nuclear arsenal is a big reason. Are there other reasons?
Yes, there are. I know Gates has been critical of the Air Force for not building enough unmanned drone aircraft. They're considered crucial to the fight in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, these drones take pictures and also video. They can also have the ability to drop bombs. And Gates said that getting the Air Force creating more of these, building more of these, he said was like pulling teeth. The other thing is a lot of officers in the Air Force were pressing harder for more F-22s. That's the Air Force's newest stealth aircraft. Officers say they need a lot more of these. Gates doesn't agree.
Now, Michael Wynn is the second civilian head of the services to be removed by Secretary Gates in the past year. What does all this say about Gates' management style?
Well, from what we see, Gates is demanding accountability. You know, a lot of people in Washington talk about that, but from what we've seen, Gates really means it. Last year, he fired the Army Secretary Francis Harvey for not taking seriously enough the problems uncovered at Walter Reed Army Hospital. And he basically told him to resign, and Harvey was gone within days. So, again, it's a sense from Gates that people have to be held accountable for their actions.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
That's NPR Pentagon correspondent Tom Bowman. trip to the grocery store, where high food prices are affecting shoppers at all income levels. That's next on All Things Considered.
And you're listening to All Things Considered on WOSU, NPR News, and Classical Music.
Hi, I'm Bob Samuels. Friday on Open Line. First, we'll celebrate opening day of the Columbus Arts Festival with an hour on the arts. Then you pick the topic in a Friday open forum. 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WOSU 820 NPR News, streaming live on the web at WOSU.org.
Some sunshine, some humidity today, 89 degrees, a low tonight, 68, sunny tomorrow with temperatures in the low 90s.
Support for WOSU comes from State Farm agent Bill Holznauer.
Coming up in state and local news at 4:32 this afternoon, Barack Obama is picking up endorsements right and left, and here in Ohio now has the backing of the governor and the Democratic U.S. Senator. WOSU's Elena Bush will have that story coming up at 4:32 on WOSU.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Robert Siegel. Rising food prices have sparked street protests in parts of the developing world. And in the U.S., prices are also rising, about 5% over last year. For many Americans, that means a different approach to grocery shopping. NPR's Elise Spiegel went shopping with 3 women to find out what's changed.
Anita Rhodes is a high school dropout who had a baby on her hip before her 20th birthday. But she's also a hard worker, someone clever with limited finances. And so until 4 months ago, she had never been inside her local Mennonite grocery. On the way to another store in her hometown of Oakland, Maryland, a rural community on the West Virginia border, Rhodes explained that the Mennonites sell damaged goods at basement prices.
The things there are way past their due date, but I tried it. Yes, I did.
Her first time out, Rhodes carried home a couple boxes of cereal she knew her kids would like, but it didn't work out well.
And opened one box and it had bugs in it. I mean, I took the box of cereal back, and the lady that runs the store was very nice. She gave me my money back.
The box of cereal had cost around $1. Now, some people might not have bothered to retrieve a sum so small, but the math of Anita Rhodes' life doesn't permit that kind of luxury. Rhodes, who works as a mental health aide, is a single mom with 3 kids who makes $374 every 2 weeks. And so the recent spike in food prices has made what is normally a hard situation even more difficult.
I don't even look at roast right now, just because it's so expensive. I looked at a chuck roast, and it was $15.
But high food prices mean more than foregoing chuck roast. Rhodes goes down the list. No paper towels, no bottled water, no chips, no cookies, no candy, no toiletries of any kind. Her teenagers use toothpaste on their nipples. Wherever there is room to cut, Rhodes says, she cuts.
We used to eat 12 grain bread. We're back to white.
Still, there is a drawer of unpaid bills, and every visit to the store brings fresh reason for anxiety. Walking through a regular supermarket, Rhodes notes the almost weekly rise in the price of milk.
2 weeks ago, it was $3.39 a gallon.